Anybody complaining about the atrocities of the Janjaweeds at this point in time must remember to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his flowers, because he saw this like 10 years ago. So what you are seeing now, you are seeing because it's manifesting. He saw it before it started manifesting. But the funny thing we'll ask ourselves is, what was actually his problem? What did he do? Funny enough, he's in incarceration now, right? And why is he incarcerated? As far as I'm concerned, it's a situation of my plan is good, my method harsh, or everybody they talk say yeah to do. Abi? Because let's look at it. And in talking about his method harsh, everybody talk say to do. What were the options on the table? The options on the table was the fact that the government should do the needful. But did the government do the needful? They didn't. Rather, they are playing politics around the whole thing till we now have the full-blown manifestation. So I think it will do you well to equally call for the release of this man, sincerely speaking. Because the fact is, there's this thing about being a realist. When you want to be a realist, things you are going to say, it will look like hate speech, like you hate people. But it's just for the intellectual minds to understand your message that is not born out of hate, but is born out of reality. No, they sweet for ear. Reality, no, they sweet for ear. Now, political talks, grammatical accuracy. Now, in they sweet for ear, they get good intonations and as if nothing is at stake. But the last time I checked, when the life of a man is at stake, there's nothing you can do to preserve that. And that was exactly the situation that happened. And let's now look at it. Sunday Igbo has been released now, and gradually he's activated into the community, doing the same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention for. Because anybody that wants to argue with me is not the same thing. I'm telling you, they are virtually the same thing. Not virtually, they are the same thing. Calling for the emancipation of the Odudua, it was there. Having a security outfit, whether local or whatever, is there. Lives lost as a result of the struggle is there. So, what is now the difference? What is now the difference? Well, because possibly speaking in all fairness, because this thing, what would they talk now? If Igbo man talk am, na problem for Igbo man. Because Igbo man, most especially when it comes to, at times back in the north, they say, oh, Biafra, Nyamiri, Biafra. It doesn't like us. But let's look at it. This same group of people, you say they don't like us, they hate us or whatever, they want to achieve Biafra. Listen to what this man said and look at it, whether it was all about trying to masculate people to their own part. And let's look at it. In the presence of in the presence of a good governance, you know, the issue of indigenship, non-indigenship will not arise. That's in the spirit of the Constitution, right? And in that vein, Igbo lawmakers proposed a situation where whoever have stayed for so number of years in a particular place becomes an indigent. But what happened? It was rejected. Still an Igbo man, Abi. It was rejected. And now you want people to sit down and fold their hands and say that whoever stays in this particular place for so number of years, look at what we're battling with. They are battling, they are struggling indigenship in Plateau now. But when you go to Kano, Katsina, Zamfara, or whatever, that one is clear. Nobody has taken that one to court. Nobody is arguing that one. Because they know you cannot get it. You dare not even talk about it. So, will it be wrong if somebody said there's a conquest ideology here? And the fact is, well, the Hausas and minority tribes or whatever are beginning to see this as well. But the fact is, the earlier the government do something about this, the better. But at the end of the day, if nothing is done, I see a big problem, real issue. I am telling you, real issue. And the fact is, when the government fails in their responsibility, people must definitely take the law into, they will become government of their own, just like what is happening. Say there are government apparatus in Igbo town or whatever. But you saw the recent utterance of Igbo in regards people that were napped in his own part. Were there no government there? But I bet you if that was coming from an Igbo man, I'm telling you, possibly he will be picked. So, I don't actually understand what is going on in Nigeria. Allah, I don't know what is happening. The fact is, there is actually a problem. When you see it, you talk about it. But you see in the midst of all these things now, Tinubu is failing to do anything in this regards, believing in this political adventure as a solution. But I want to ask you, have you ever thought of Nigeria after your presidency, even if you are to give him 15 years? Have you ever thought of what becomes of that if these fundamental issues are not solved? And a lot of people have proposed a lot of proposals. Even in my previous videos, I've made a lot of proposals. I say, okay, let's not say you are going to pursue all the Fulanis or whatever, concluding that they are all Janjaweeds. But the fact is, the ones you have at the moment, I think at this point in time, there is need for you to call community leaders. And what are even the traditional rulers doing? At this point in time, there's supposed to be a town hall meeting, a general dialogue, where these people will be called. And I'm telling you, the Fulanis have a structure that everybody is known. So if they want to account for everybody through the Ardos, I'm telling you, they will be known. So in places where they are resident, call a meeting and let them identify these people and possibly say, these are the people we know, these are the ones we can account for. Any other person you see, any other place is actually not part of us. As simple as that. But it will never be done. Politicians will keep deceiving people that we are working seriously on that. We have budgeted so billion to procure arms. No, the recent conflict in Iran is stopping us from purchasing arms to fight these bandits or whatever. As if this thing just started happening all of a sudden. Well, the fact is, at this point in time, we're in gear 4, a bit 5. So may God help us. Because just like I keep saying, if the government cannot do anything about it, the first thing, survival instinct, people must survive. And in surviving now, people must devise means by any way possible. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I will not be that kind of a person that will come and tell you that rely on the government is going to address this, because as it's evidence, the government is, I don't know whatever is holding them, but they can't. So my best proposal, gone are the days you rely on police, military, whatever. At this point in time, every local community, as Igbo is activated, every community must have an Igbo. Every community must have an Igbo, or something even better than that. Because that is the practical solutions to what we have at hand at the moment. But if you think the government, whatever is going to address this, you are a joker. You are absolutely a joker. And at the same time, I think, because let's look at it. What is actually, in as much as we keep claiming that we are fighting these people, I am telling you, the more you are unaliving, like 200, you have 5,000 coming from other places. So the fact is, the basic thing is, account for the ones you have in Nigeria at the moment. And we should be talking about automation, because funny enough, a lot of these people doesn't have even any form of identity. And is it not funny how they...
The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own action. They groomed them. Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. El Rufai brought them in. Bauchi State Governor brought them in. Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show me somebody. Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria madosa aya Chineke na de ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko bịa kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpee ezinụlọ ha ọkụ.